No, I didn't have any problems actually getting jobs. And again, especially in Toronto, that is the motor of this country. Is no, I never had any problems with that. Was it the job you had hoped for? This question is kind of tricky for me, because to me every job I had it was just a little step to build my own business. So I wasn't never really expecting to have like the perfect job. I was always just trying to get enough money to build my business. So obviously some of the consultant jobs I got that pay a lot more than a newspaper delivery guy, obviously, But sometimes I was short by, I don't know, $200, $1,000, a little bit just, and I wasn't really needing a big job. But anyway, I have had all kinds of jobs. Some of them were cooler than others, especially in the environment and talking about people. But yeah, everything has been a great experience. What would you consider? I put these two questions together because I think they are very, very related. What would you consider the greatest challenge living in Canada as an immigrant? And the last one that it was, what are the major differences between your culture and that of mentioned Canadians? I put it together because I think really this is the most difficult part to overcome. Once you kind of know the language that I think many people learn the language and the culture at the same time. I really think that the biggest challenge that any immigrant has coming here into Canada is learning a lot the culture. There's a lot of cultural differences, and I have talked extensively about this. But example, the working culture here in Canada. Here people are extremely hard workers. In Mexico, I used to say this in Mexico, and my Mexican peers said like, no, we work a lot. No, you have no idea what is really hard working until you're right here. I mean, our working culture, for instance, I don't know, you're supposed to arrive at 9, people arrive at 9:30, they go, grab a cigarette, coffee, they talk, how was the morning here? No. Here people arrive 8:50, 9 they are working, lunch, 12:30 come back, 12:31 working, 5 they leave. I mean, the way people here work is brutal. Really, really brutal. I didn't put that, I forgot to put it, but I need to say the time. How time here is. Here time has a value and a price. Thing that in our culture in Mexico is not like that. Like you can arrive 15 minutes, 30 minutes later, 1 hour, and it really doesn't matter. Here the time has a price and a value, and people take it very, very seriously. From things into the job, like arriving 5 minutes, people tell you arrive 5 minutes late. It's not that 5 minutes, no, 5 minutes late. To more serious things like the doctor, the dentist, you don't show up, they charge you. So that's another thing that is very, very different, that to me was very difficult to understand and to adapt. The payment culture. Here the payment culture is excellent. I mean, I remember a couple of moments, one of them, I'm going to say it very, very quickly. I had a big problem with the boss I was having in that moment, and he gave me a check and he didn't sign it. That in Mexico will have been it. You will never been able to make the guy signing the check or anything, I mean, it will have been lost money. But here I called the guy, he saw me, he signed my check, I was surprised. The way people here, everything pays, everybody, like really, I mean, even sending checks by mail to me was the craziest idea ever. But here is pretty common. Everything here is at point number 4. Everything is very business oriented, especially in the English Canada. All like type of contacts are like very business oriented. People are very serious, take their things very seriously. Money is a very serious matter. Everybody tries to create their own wealth. They go for it. They every little contact you have is like a business little meeting. You can get a contact in any moment, even in a restaurant. Some guy hears you do something they need, they go and talk to you. Like meetings, everybody's selling anytime. That's to me something very that I had to learn. Other thing is how individualistic here people are. At the beginning, I thought they were a lot of selfishness, and I don't say this in a bad way anymore. But here, every man is on their own. You have to make your life, make your payments, make your choices, and there's not this network support as we have it in Latin America. Nevertheless, this brings as well a lot of personal pursuit, a personal purpose. As long as you do your life, you pay your things. Nobody cares if you're homosexual or if you shave your head or you have tattoos on your eyes. Like, nobody really cares. Nobody's going to tell you anything. That happens in Latin America. If you are Buddhist or you are like Hindu or you don't profess any religion at all, here nobody cares. Not like in Latin America again. That type of go-get-it individual pursue philosophy has been other thing that I had to adapt really much. And as I said it, you are on your own, so you have to trust yourself, do yourself, and you do your own thing, And the last point that it was probably the most, if not the most difficult, probably the thing that took me the most time to understand is social life. In Latin America, in Mexico, there's a lot of parties, social life, reunions, weekends. Everything is a party. Everything finishes in a party. As long as the time is not have a cost or a value, you can stay in somebody's house like 10 hours, 12 hours a weekend. And there's no problem. Here, everything, all that is very, very controlled, very measured. Way less parties, way less meetings. You go to a party and it's 2-3 hours and you leave. You don't arrive unexpectedly, in somebody's houses or just arriving, to eat or to share or, the dinner, it's considered rude. If you're not invited, you can't arrive. You don't bring people over, just because they are your friends or friends of your friends. That was a thing that the last of the biggest challenges that I have realized about and I have been overcoming. But in general, it has been a great experience. A great experience. I would recommend anybody to do it, to leave their homeland at least once in their lifetime and immerse absolutely in some other culture. I have been very, very happy in this country, especially now in Quebec. Quebec has a lot of social, philosophical, and cultural links with Latin America, and we're very happy. Thank you very much.